Hey there, morning, morning, morning. This is the Q&A Tuesday live. Just trying to see if it's coming up on my phone to see if this is coming in. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay. So we're going to crack on with some question and answers. Now we've got two questions today, one from Davida and one from Carlo. So thanks guys for putting those questions in. Hopefully these answers will help you, but also anybody else in the group who are watching the video. So, okay, we're going to kick off with Davida's question. Davida said, Heather, in business, what do you think is the difference between fear and intuition? I often find myself paralyzed with fear of taking the next step and not knowing whether that is intuition or it's just plain fear. Okay, so that's a great question, Davida, first of all, okay? So my understanding is that typically fear is led by the subconscious mind, okay? And that causes a physical kind of response in our bodies, which is the fight or flight thing, you know, that rush of adrenaline that we get when we're fearful. And the reason for that is because that's keeping us alive. That's the whole purpose of that. So adrenaline wants to make us run away from hide, and it might not be based on fact. So this comes from the primal response of if you're, you know, if you're in the jungle and a great big lion is coming towards you, you know, this is why we have this, is that from a primal point of view, you know, we had to run away from the lion. So intuition is, we say that intuition is a gut feeling, okay? The thing with intuition and the difference between intuition and fear, I believe, is that intuition is kind of less emotional. It's not so raw as fear. Okay, and it allows you to come from a place of where perhaps you can weigh up the different options as well. Okay, so intuition is kind of in the now, whereas fear is projected into the future. So let me give you a little bit of background about the subconscious mind and how it works, all right? Because this will help you. So the whole purpose, as I said, the subconscious mind is to keep you safe. It's preventing you from dying. That's the bottom line. And it doesn't really like change. Okay, so that's the thing about the subconscious mind, is that it likes predictability. It likes patterns. It likes to know that if you do X, you get Y. Okay, so if you think about your subconscious mind as a record player with the grooves in it that go round and round and round, okay, so the more you do something, the more that groove in the record becomes deeper and deeper and keeps you on track. Okay, so it's a behavior that's put in place. And when you do that, your subconscious mind will feel more comfortable because it knows it's predictable and there's a pattern there. Okay, but you do something that's different to that kind of groove behavior and pattern, and all of a sudden it freaks. It freaks out and goes, well, hey, hang on, there's something wrong. I need to protect you. So when things are new, they are uncomfortable. That's fact, okay? And you have different levels of being uncomfortable within a new situation. The thing that I've noticed, and this is based on science as well, is that when those bits of doubt, sorry, I'm like, oh, getting hair in my eye. Once doubt starts to creep in, you hesitate, and when you hesitate, that's another signal to your subconscious mind to actually go, well, hey, hang on, stop, something is wrong. Which is, ironically, it's usually felt in your stomach, okay, which is where we think intuition lies. The thing about that is that when in fetal development, in early fetal development, the cells that make up your brain and your stomach are the same cells. They start off together and then they split. So that's why we've got a mind and a gut link. Okay, so it's no wonder that intuition and fear are kind of, you know, they're one of the same, because they're linked. You'll feel it in your stomach if you're fearful. So. Okay, so let's just recap. So uncertainty will lead to hesitation, which flicks that switch in your brain for your subconscious mind and goes, oh, hang on, I need to be fearful about this situation. Okay, so what tips can I give you to help here? Okay, so the first thing is, I want you to get really clear on your business goals, okay? Because in this context, we're talking about a business scenario, not necessarily a personal life scenario. So I want you to get really clear on your business goals. what do you want your business and your life to look like? So get really, really clear, dig right down and ask yourself some sort of truths. Also look at your belief systems as well, because beliefs can sabotage you. So if you've got a set belief, look at the kind of the table of beliefs and see what your belief is about something and whether you're actually sort of building the legs to support that belief. And if it's a negative belief, you're going to want to change that, because that obviously that will affect the outcome. The other thing is, I want you to ask, when you have a scenario and you feel fearful about it, I want you to ask yourself, does doing this thing, would it move me towards my goal, or would it move me away from it? Because that, again, will give you a clue of whether this is based on fear of change or whether it's a real kind of concern. I mean, obviously, if it's not going to move you towards your goal, then intuition is spiking and saying, well, hey, no, this is the wrong thing to do. Yeah. And also, if it's in conflict with your beliefs, again, that will cause that kind of unease. Okay, so if you're unsure about something, okay, we don't want that hesitation creeping in. So from that point of view, if you're unsure about something, you obviously need more clarity about it and you need more information. So what I would say is go and find some more information and check something out. So if it doesn't feel right, it means that you're too uncertain about it, and that's where the hesitation and the doubt and then the fear is coming in. Okay, so you need facts to make a kind of a calculated gamble on a certain situation. So from my personal point of view, what I believe, intuition and fear, because we've all had that spike of intuition, we've all had that kind of fear come in for doing things new. I'm going to talk to you from my personal point of view now. I feel when I have a spike of intuition, it's almost immediate, and it's a very soft voice. It's like an inner voice that's actually saying, hang on, is this the right thing? It's not. And it's a quiet voice. It's not that kind of roaring. When I look at fear for me is like that monster, and it's a little monster, and it's immediate, and it's loud, and it's rah, and it will hit me in the gut, but it will waves of fear come over me, and that is the big monster of fear. And oftentimes the monster is the fear monster, and that comes from me doing something that I haven't done before. Okay, and you have to slay that monster, and I'll show you how I do that in a minute. But going back to intuition, it's that kind of innate knowing. It's the quietness, and sometimes I found this is that little quiet voice, it stays quiet, and then it'll get louder and louder, and then bang, and it'll shout. Yeah, so that's the difference for me between intuition and fear. Fear is the little monster that's right there in your face immediately. Intuition, quieter, innate knowing, it whispers to you. So again, one of the tips would be, if you've got a decision you need to make, is stop what you're doing, go get quiet, go and meditate, go for a walk, do what you can do to actually quieten your mind so that you can allow that little voice to talk to you. Okay, and from there, because intuition is far more, it's like wisdom, and you need to hear that wisdom. It doesn't shout. Fear monster shouts. Intuition is the quiet whisper. Okay, so for me, that's my personal definition. That's my personal experience about how I would sort of categorize fear and intuition. Okay, so I promised you how do you slay the monster? Okay, so the first thing I ask myself if I'm faced with kind of the fear monster is that I ask myself, is this the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? Does it move me towards a goal? What is the conflict for me? So I get very clear on what part of the fear journey, what is stopping me? What's this monster trying to tell me? And then what I do is if I want to push through this fear, if I want to slay the monster, then what I do is I make the decision that I'm going to do it. But of course, you've got that conflict between sort of wanting to do something and that fear monster. Rah! So what I do is I get really, really curious about it. I get really, really excited, and I'm using the words in my head because I've got to reassure my subconscious mind that this is the right thing to do. So I get really excited. I'm really excited about this. I'm so curious about this. I'm so looking forward to doing this. And I repeat it again and again and again and again. And that's how I push through the fear. And believe me, once you push through that barrier of fear, it kind of disappears. Yeah. And you look back and you go, well, that was just the invisible monster. Okay. So, just trying to think. Yeah. Once you do something new, so once you take that first step, you slay the monster, you repeat how excited and everything you're going to be, you start to build that new groove in the record, okay? And once you do it, once, it's sort of like, oh, okay, you do it again, and it's like, oh, okay, third time, oh, yeah, I'm getting really used to doing this. Fourth time, hey, this is kind of like walk in the park now. It's a little bit like these Facebook Lives. When I first did one of these, oh my goodness, you wouldn't believe. I was so terrified of doing a Facebook Live. This is only the second time I have done an actual Facebook Live. But this time it was like, actually, I know now what I need to do on a Facebook Live. And I can't control the whole scenario, but I've done it once, I can do it again. All right. So I hope that has helped you, Davida, answer that question. Thank you so much for that question, because I think that's a real big one, and obviously the table of beliefs is something that will really help you smash through any of that and moving forward. So if you want to up-level your business, the table of beliefs is something that you really need to get good at. So building those positive beliefs about why you should do something rather than why you shouldn't. Okay. So that's fabulous. Thank you for that. So next question was from Carlo. Hi, Carlo. So Carlo's question was, what is the best way to get new clients to give you a chance to do work with them? Okay, now Carlo works online. When he said this is in respect of an online business relationship. Hi, Carlo. He says, I offer free trials. Are there any other tried and tested ways? Okay, again, great question. Great question, Carlo. So the answer to your question is, like anything in sales and marketing, okay, if you don't know the true motivations of your customers, it doesn't matter what you do, it isn't going to work. Okay, so the first thing I would say to you, Carlo, is please get very, very clear about what is the actual outcome, what's the outcome your customers are looking for, but also what is their pain point. What is this costing them in terms of their time in their business? Now, Carlo does social media work. Carlo is fantastic. He actually helps me with my social media stuff. So, yeah, brilliant guy. So, Carlo, the thing you need to do is look at the motivation. Look from my point of view. Why did I need your help? Okay, so Carlo, I needed your help because I hadn't got the time to constantly manage different Facebook groups. I've got a lot of pages and a lot of groups on Facebook. And for me, my time could be better off used kind of elsewhere. Okay, so I didn't want that hassle. If I think of my time, everybody's time is really, really precious. And to think of me spending an hour a day even, trying to manage all sort of different Facebook groups and pages was like, actually, that's crazy. My time could be better off spent serving my clients and helping them build their businesses rather than sort of going on Facebook and Twitter. So from that point of view, you need to look at the pain points for me. The pain point was, I can't deal with all this stuff. I'm going to be constantly on conversations on Twitter and Facebook and yeah. So dive really deep into the pain of me not having social media support. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing, okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so we come back to Davida's question about fear here. So most people won't try something new, okay, unless they've got a level of certainty involved. Okay, so this is where like the free stuff comes in, and this is kind of a double-edged sword with free stuff, because what you're saying is, hey, try this. There's no risk involved. You don't have to give anything to me. You don't have to give me any cash. Just try it, and if you like it, it's win-win. Okay, and that is building the first foundations of the know, like, and trust thing that we all know in business. You know, people don't buy products and services. Let me just say that again. People do not buy products and services. What they're buying themselves out of something. Okay, they're buying themselves out of a situation. And it doesn't matter if you're in the gift industry and you're a florist and you're selling flowers, or you're making something for somebody. It's all about buying themselves out of something towards, is from the fear to the pleasure. Okay. The thing about also about giving something away for nothing, for free, adding value. Let's put it that way, because I don't like kind of the free thing, because that implies that it has no value attached to it. So let's just say that it's something of value that you give as a complimentary offering. Okay, so from that point of view, the reason why this works is it's called the law of reciprocity. I'm glad I said that right. Okay, if you give somebody something of value, there's this human instinct that we have all in us, which means that if somebody gives me a gift, I feel obliged, you know, to give something back to them. Okay, and that's where the law of reciprocity comes in, and that's why giving away value at the front end of your business is a good thing. So if you're running a product business, for example, you would offer perhaps a free postage and packaging, or you would offer them a discount for buying, you know, their first purchase. That's the law of reciprocity in that respect. If you're a service business like yours, Carlo, then it's looking at other strategies that you can use to offer something of value to them. So I'm going to come on to how, you know, some few other suggestions of how you can do that. So the value that the value of what you're offering comes from the feelings of the level of pain that they're experiencing, or the probability that they're going to buy from you. So some people will actually they'll do a search on Google and they'll land on a particular website and they want to buy the product. So they take a look at it, it's all aligned, the personas are all aligned, they match and mirror the person that's looking at your website, and they instantly go, I need this. Okay, and believe me, it never comes from the front part of the brain, the frontal cortex, never is the part where people buy from. It is this back part of the brain, which is the more primal part of the brain, which is to do with that emotional response. So again, little nugget there, people don't buy products and services, they're buying on an emotional response. And then they click into the front part of their brain, which actually sort of, they then justify why they've purchased it. Any of us who've gone out and bought fantastic sort of shoes or a dress or something, it's like, oh my God, I love that. That's the back part of the brain. Front part, yeah, well, you know, I needed another dress or I needed another pair of shoes, and that'll go with that outfit. So we justify it at the front part of the brain. So again, people move away from pain towards pleasure. It's emotional connection. Okay, the more they're in pain, the more they'll want a solution. Okay, of what you're offering. Okay, so and actually, let's just go back to the feel-good one. So say if you're in the gift industry, if you're an artist or a maker of products, and you're saying, yeah, but Heather, my industry, my customers, they're not really feeling pain. You have to look at ego or heart-led solutions. So when somebody offers a gift, and I've got extensive experience in the gift industry, when they offer a gift, the place it comes from is either the heart or the head and the ego. So it's either the ego of, I have to actually impress this person. Oh my God, look at the gift I'm giving them. It's so gorgeous, you know, they're going to love me more, okay? Or the heart point, which is, oh my God, you know, I love this gift so much, and I'm offering it to them as an extension of my love for them. So ego or heart led, okay? But it still comes from a pain point. If you look at, say, you know, and basically it's the need to be loved and accepted. That's where the gift industry thrives. If you look at the psychology of customers that you're working with in that sector. So back to you, Carlo, sorry. So to answer, so give you a few other tips of what you could do. Okay, so at the moment, you're offering a free trial, as I understand it, for social media support. Okay, and usually how the free trials work is, you know, you offer them a free trial for a certain period of time, 30 days or something, and then, you know, after that, once they love it and you've got engaged with them, you continue at a certain level. Okay, but be wary there's two things about the free trial thing, is that customers can be suspicious. Okay, they know that they don't really get anything for free, so it's all stacked up about the value that they will get. So is the payoff there for them? And also, I think if you're doing the free trials, if you continue with that, is vividly describe the day in the life of someone who needs your services. Okay, and that goes for anybody who is watching this, is that if you are providing a service, if you vividly describe the pain points in the day for that person, you're onto a winner. And you're going to be streets ahead of most people who are marketing out there. Okay, so that's part of persona marketing. Okay, so free trials, that's free trials. Next one is audits. These are really powerful. I've done a lot of these as well. Is that you offer a business direct, because obviously Carlo's in the business to business sector. So you approach the business direct, you offer them a social media audit. Okay, you're going to diagnose where the pain points, where the gaps are in their marketing to do with social media. And so therefore you're calling out the pain, and then you're going to offer them sort of the heaven to reflect on it. Okay, so you've got the pain, and then the hell and the heaven. Right? So you're going to then reflect on the heaven for them of your particular customer persona, and then you're obviously going to provide the solution for them. And the more you can play on that kind of hell and heaven scenario, the more they will be eager to actually get out of that pain and out of that problem. So that was the audits. The next thing, quizzes. Quizzes are great. How many of us on Facebook, right, going through the feed, and then all of a sudden it will say, you know, what movie star were you in a previous life? And it's like, oh, wow, okay. And you click on it, and then it sort of goes to the, you know, you don't even have to enter any of your details. And this is what the thing about quizzes on Facebook is, that, you know, you just click the button, and what it does is it extracts your information, all your email information, all your profile information. I don't know if you realize this, but it extracts it all and gives it to the people who've created the quizzes. Okay, so you may be a little bit more wary about clicking that button in future, I don't know. But for you, Carlo, perhaps do a social media quiz about how good is your social media. Okay, do the quiz, you get their results, you get their email addresses, and then you can automatically sort of go through those answers and see who have got the poor scores and who are coming in the midway. You know, obviously, if they've got great social media, they're not going to need your service. But this is another way of homing in on your customer group to actually see where they need your help. Okay. Carlo's saying, how do you do the quiz? Okay, so there are a lot of lead quizzes is one that sort of springs straight to mind. If you type in onto Google online quizzes or online quiz creation, you know, you can do this, Carlo. You just type in, find these. They're online quizzes, but lead quizzes is one of them that I know of. Okay, that is really popular. And you create the quiz. Some of them are paid services. I think they do free ones, you know. But hey, if you're serious about this, get one of the online quizzes up and going, okay? Because that way you'll be able to sort of build up a level of trust. There's fun involved as well. And when fun is involved, obviously, you know, talking, you know, back to Davida's question about that subconscious mind, about doing something new. If you can get people to, you know, do a quiz, which is fun, the subconscious mind is like, wow, okay, this is fun, yay, you know, go ahead with it, okay? So there we go, and also you've got a bit of trust already built up with them because you've done the quiz. And then the last one is the webinar and training model. I use the webinar model in my business, which is highly successful. And basically what you do is you drive traffic with an advert to an information video, and then there is a call to action, because I want to speak to people directly and diagnose the problems going on in their business. And no business is the same. So, you know, this is a doctor frame, is that I'm there to actually prescribe a solution to my customer's pain. So there we go. So there we go, Carlo. Free trials, audits, quizzes, and then the training model, which is the video model. So I hope that has covered, so we've covered two quite sort of heavyweight subjects there. The mindset stuff is massive, okay, and obviously sort of how to attract different customers by doing different things. Yeah, the free model is great, but be, you know, aware of the fact that people are very suspicious about free, and you have to give them kind of great value for what they're getting. Guyla's saying thanks very much. No, it's no problem at all. So excellent. So guys, so that's the two main questions for today. What I'm going to be, my intention is to do this every week. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is I'll be posting on a Monday, and we'll be doing like this Q&A Tuesday. So pop your questions to me on the Facebook group page, and I will happily answer them for you. And also, if you know anybody else in business that could really do with some help and support with their marketing and their mindset, please invite them to the group. And that would be really helpful, because I'm trying to grow a tribe here of serious business owners that really want to up level and grow their business. But anyway, that's enough from me for now. Thank you so much for being on this group. Thank you so much for watching this Facebook Live, and I will see you next week. Bye, folks.